Councillor Phil Rogers, and I will be chairing this meeting. Please could you ensure that your phones are switched to silent for the duration of the meeting. In addition, when asked to raise your hand, if members who are virtually viewing this meeting could raise your electronic hand, and for members in the council chamber, just raise your hand. To confirm, I have also been notified that the participation strategy has been removed from the Cabinet agenda today, as the wrong version of the consultation report was circulated and will be resubmitted to Cabinet at a later date. For the purpose of declarations, I would like to confirm that we only have a comment on item 10 of the Cabinet papers for today. Now we'll move on to declarations, agenda item 2. Are there any declarations of interest? If any members have declarations in relation to any of the reports on today's agenda, could you please indicate them now?
I don't see any indications, Chair.
Thank you, Charlotte. Agenda item 3, minutes of the previous meetings. You will see the minutes attached at page 5 to 20 of your agenda pack for the minutes held on the 19th of January 2023, the 22nd of February 2023, and the 1st of March 2023. If you feel these are an accurate record of the meeting, I am happy to propose them. Could I have a seconder, please?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you, James. Agenda item 4. Report of the Welsh Language Promotion Strategy Task and Finish Group. As tasked, the Welsh Language Promotion Strategy Task and Finish Group were resurrected to review the strategy. The updated strategy is in front of members today, and the recommendation is to ask for the findings of the Task and Finish Group, as well as the new strategy, be commended to Cabinet for consideration. Can I please have a proposer?
Happy to propose, Chair.
Thank you, James. And a second,
Chair.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Complete members, please indicate if they wish to abstain.
I don't see any abstentions, Chair.
Thank you, Charlotte. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary, then I will take it that this decision is supported to Cabinet.
Chair, that's been supported to Cabinet.
Thank you, Charlotte. Agenda item 5, pre-decision scrutiny. We will now move to the Cabinet agenda for pre-decision scrutiny. As previously mentioned, we have decided to scrutinise or look at a comment on item 10 of the Cabinet agenda. Item 10, Quarter 3 performance indicators. Officers, would you like to add anything additional to the report?
No, Chair, nothing to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Do members have any questions for the officers? I have an indication that we have one comment on this report already. Could I bring in Councillor Clement Williams, please?
Yes, Chair, as discussed in the pre-briefing, and I think I'm not just speaking for myself, but most of the members that were there. We've talked about acronyms in reports in the past, and once again, it's right throughout the report, to be honest, but on page 218, it refers to CHEX, apparently it's the Chief Exec. Well, I'm used to seeing CEX for Chief Exec, but I mean, I'm a county councillor. If there's a member of the public looking at this report, I don't think they're going to have a clue what you're talking about. And the whole report is very hard to read. I really think somebody needs to look at it again, because it blew my mind, and I know a lot of the others were nodding vigorously as well. So could we have a look at that? And can we please stop all these acronyms for the sake of the people that aren't involved in the council to understand what these papers actually mean? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Clement Williams. I would back you up on that as well. I'm finding some of the reports quite difficult because of the number of acronyms that are in several of the reports, to be honest. So we would appreciate that, please. Okay. Karen, would you like to come in?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councillor Clement Williams, for the comment. Helpful comment, because we are going to undertake a review of performance this year, which will include looking at how we present performance information. So that's a really helpful comment. But before any more quarter performance information comes forward, we'll take a look at the reports in the interim and make sure there's no more acronyms contained in them. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Chair, could I come back briefly? Karen, thank you for that. It wasn't just about the acronyms, though. It was about the whole way the report is presented. I think we all agreed it was quite difficult to plough through. I'd be happy to sit and explain what I see as the issue here, but I don't know whether anybody else would like to add to that.
Thank you, Councillor Clement Williams. We do have one. Councillor Susan Patterson, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, indeed. There would have been a report today that has been withdrawn, but linking into that, if we are trying to get members of the public more involved in decision making, we have to make the public reports user friendly. I would say that. So I support my colleague and others who did nod, vigorously when it was mentioned that it's just got to be easier for the public to understand. If we want them to buy in and help us make decisions, we've just got to make it easier. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Patterson. Councillor Rebecca Phillips, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, diolch. Yeah, just I think we have discussed this many times, haven't we, in scrutiny, and I think as well we've discussed a little briefing paper at the start of reports, just so obviously we do read the detail, but it is handy, especially if you're reading the report a few days in advance, to have just a little cover, just a summary of the key topics. Really, I think it's really handy when you're trying to juggle so many reports. Thank you, diolch.
Thank you, Councillor Phillips. And Councillor Ken Phillips, please.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, just to echo what the others have said about the acronyms and the formats of the report being difficult to read, and just an observation, we get a number of these reports and some of them come through in portrait and some of them come through in landscape format. And when you're trying to read the very small text, particularly in the landscape format on the electronic device, it becomes a sort of constant zooming in and zooming out just to be able to read the text and having to scroll across. So if we could bear in mind when we look at the formatting, the text size does make a big difference. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Phillips. Yeah, I think summing up, we've had quite a few comments on the same issue really now, and I think the message has been noted. Okay, thank you all. Okay, next up, is agenda item 5, the forward working programme. This item is just for noting unless members have any comments.
I don't see any comments, Chair.
Thank you, Charlotte. Agenda item 6, urgent items. You'll be pleased to know that I have no urgent items today. As there are no further items, that ends the business for today. Thank you all for attending, and those who've come in, safe journeys home, and thank you all for your time.
Chair, if I can just ask that those officers then required for Cabinet that they just join the next meeting, if that's okay.